Babadoa Chi-Chi-Cho, Duel Commander, go, go, go. Duel Commander on the way, Babadoa Chi-Chi-Che. Like and subscribe, please.
Real quick before we get started, really exciting news. Cool Stuff is having a convention in Dallas from May 15th to 17th. And, very important, there is a Duel Commander event. It is Swiss and cut to top 8. The winner gets a trophy and a special playmat. Runner up also gets a special playmat. There are unique tokens for the top 8. And I am so looking forward to this. MagicCon Vegas cut the Duel Commander Cup, so this is the convention event you can play in May. Also, me and Zora get to be featured guests. Zora won't be there, but this is really cool. So if you have the time or inclination, please come on out to Cool Stuff Con Dallas and join me for some Duel Commander. It's going to be a great time. Link in the description below. Hello, Babadoa Chi Cho. Welcome to another episode of Duelcast MTG. Today, we are playing Shanna Purifying Blade. This is the deck I was playing when I really fell in love with the Duel Commander format. It is also the deck that I put up my second top 8 with at MagicCon Atlanta. Again, back in the dark days of Bant Nadu, but I still think this deck has legs. Shanna is Bant for a 3/3 lifelink. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay X. If you do, draw X cards. X can't be greater than the amount of life you gain this turn. What we're trying today is to be a high synergy life gain deck that can really grind and bury our opponents with our commander. Shanna not having an ETB can be a little rough, but the deck is built to function around her, but also be able to pivot off. So we are a mid-range deck, and we want the option to cast Shanna on turn 2. So I'm running the full spread of Bant Mana Dorks, including Dryad Arbor in this section and Badger Mole Cub to really get us going and have really explosive starts and ramp through the game. We have a good amount of Soul Sisters effects here. We have 8 of them. Essence Warden, Guide of Soul, Soul's Attendant, and Soul Warden as, I think, kind of the stapley Soul Sisters effects. Lorwyn brought us Virulent Emissary. It is 1 green for a 1/1 Death Touch and triggers off of creatures we control, unlike the Essence Warden effect that is all creatures. Then we also have Auriok Champion. The 2 white pips can be a little awkward, but it has protection from black and red, which is really relevant, and also triggers off of our opponent's creatures. Eumidian Terrabotanist. This is a really cool card from Edge of Eternities that I saw in a standard mono green landfall deck. Whenever a land you control enters, gain 1 life. We have a lot of fetch lands, and this can be really nice value. It's also a 2/3 body for 2. I like this card. Then we have Halia, Guided by Light. This is kind of a secondary commander in this deck. Halia is 2 and a white for a 3/3. Whenever Halia or another creature or artifact you control enters, gain 1 life. And at the beginning of your end step, draw a card if you've gained 3 or more life this turn. Then very importantly, she has Warp for 1 white. Halia is a really grindy engine in this deck, and if you are able to create a board state with her and Shanna, if you have Shanna hit for 3, she will automatically just draw you a card, and then you can stack Shanna under that, see what Halia brings you, and then use your mana accordingly. This card is awesome. And with all the life gain in the deck, we've got a decent amount of payoffs, 6 here. Shanna herself is a life gain payoff. We could theoretically play more, but I think these are the best ones. We have Ocelot Pride to go super wide. A Johnny's Pridemate, classic, becomes huge very quickly. Essence Channeler. This card is really cool. If you've lost life this turn, it has Flying and Vigilance. We've got Pain lands and Fetch lands. And whenever you gain life, it gets a counter. But then also, when it dies, you put its counters on another creature you control. So it will be a big beater that has extra value if it gets removed. Leonardo Cutting Edge. This is kind of the exciting card from Turtles that made me want to run this deck back. Leonardo is a 1/1 a Johnny's Pridemate with Sneak 1. Sneak is the fixed ninjutsu where you can only activate it during the declare blocker step if you have an unblocked creature, so you can't do all the ninjutsu shenanigans of hitting and then putting something in at end of combat, etc. But the really cool thing with Leonardo is that he has lifelink. So having a Johnny's Primate effect that triggers itself can make this really, really big, really, really quickly. I'm excited to see this card play. Voice of the Blessed gets abilities as it gets bigger. If it has 4 or more counters, it has Flying and Vigilance. And then if it has 10 or more counters, it has Indestructible. By the time it has 10 or more counters, your opponent should not be alive anymore, but I like these scaling life gain effects. Then our expensive kind of a Johnny's Primate is Exemplar of Light. 2 and 2 white for a 3/3 flyer. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. But then the more important part, whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on this creature, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Exemplar of Light can be a really big flying threat, and if you're playing against a creature deck and have a Soul Warden that triggers off of your opponent's creatures, it can just be a huge flyer that draws you 2 cards a rotation. So I haven't played much with this card, but it seemed like a pretty good include, so I'm curious about it. Then we have a combo finish in Heliod Suncrowned and Walking Ballista. Heliod is a fantastic life gain payoff. Whenever you gain life, you put a +1/+1 counter on another creature you control. Indestructible 5/5, that is a creature if your devotion to white is, what, 5 or more. Okay. And then if you don't know the 2-card combo here, if Walking Ballista has 2 counters on it, you use Heliod's ability for 1 and a white to give it lifelink, shoot your opponent, trigger Heliod. Heliod puts another counter on the Ballista, rinse and repeat for infinite damage. This is just a nice way to end the game quickly if you're in a grindy spot or if you're behind. Combo finishes are obviously quite strong. We've got a good amount of tutors here, some of them for value, some of them to find Heliod Ballista. We have Urza Saga. I'll get into the package as we go through the deck. Enlightened Tutor can get you Heliod or Ballista. Green Sun Zenith is here mostly for Dryad Arbor, but it can also grab us a couple of our other finishers like Ouroboros or Bright Glass Gearhulk. Worldly Tutor, I don't love it. It's card disadvantage, but having a 2-card combo in the deck makes a lot of sense. Birthing Ritual as one of our kind of value tutors. You look at the top 7, and then you can sacrifice a creature to put in a different creature with mana value equal to or less than that creature's mana value +1. We've got some payoffs for this. Cloud, we are a Skull Clamp deck, a Shadow Spear deck, and a pre-war Formal Wear deck. So I also had a Stoneforge Mystic in the list, but I found I didn't really need 2 of these effects. Eladamri's Call to access our full toolbox, Survival of the Fittest to access our full toolbox, get our combo, and Birthing Pod to kind of flip away a Soul Sister that's not doing its job, a Mana Dork that's run its course. Birthing Pod's obviously a phenomenal card. Because the deck resolves largely around our commander, I'm playing a good amount of protection and recursion. The permanents to protect your other creatures are Giver of Runes, Mother of Runes, Sylvan Safekeeper, and Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. I was also thinking about Skrelv, but it started to cut into the consistency and redundancies in a way I wasn't super fond of, just for what I'm trying to do today with the intense life gain. Then for our instant speed protection, we have Legolas's Quick Reflexes and Reverent Mantra. Quick Reflexes is great because it can't be interacted with a split second and can double as removal. It also lets you gain 3 additional life if you use it on Shanna, attack with her, remove their creature, get through for combat. Just phenomenal card. For protection against instant speed, removal, and counter spells, we have Voice of Victory and Teferi Time Raveler. Teferi is in all of my decks that have blue-white because it should be. Card is insanely good. Recursion, we have Helping Hand and Pre-War Formalware. Pre-War Formalware I don't really need to talk about. Helping Hand, I think if your commander costs 3 or less and you are playing white, you should be considering this card. 1 mana, bring back a creature. It comes in tapped, sure, but it's just such good value and so powerful having the white unearth, so to speak. Then we have a bunch of other stuff that is good and gains life. Haywire Might to find off Urza Saga or Brightglass. A naturalize that exiles and gains 2 life. Really, really good. Shadow Spear, make any of our creatures that don't have lifelink, buff them, get in. Kinskier Sentry, I've been playing a little bit of Arena. I don't like the Brawl format, but that's a me problem. But I've been playing this card in it, and it has overperformed quite well. Kinskier Sentry is a Lorewind card. It is 2 mana for a 2/2 first strike and lifelink. And then whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card with mana value X or less from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, where X is the number of attacking creatures you control. We want to go wide with small creatures and attack. So Kinskier Sentry, if it just attacks itself, it has first strike and lifelink, both relevant keywords, and then it can just cheat in a Mana Dork or a Soul Sister, or if you have a wide board, get a bigger beater in. I like this card. This is another one I'm very curious to see how it plays. Scavenging Ooze as our graveyard hate. It says gain life on it. It makes itself big and is really, really good graveyard hate. Sheltered by Ghosts as premium removal. It protects the creature. It is enchanting. It hits any non-land permanent, and it gives lifelink. This card is great in this deck. I put Oko here. Oko is just broken. It's removal, it's board state, you can trade things. However, in this deck, when you make the foods, if you are just kind of locked on cards and you have Oko and Shanna and can't get through for combat, you can just Lorien Revealed at every end step. Rack your food for 2, gain 3 life, go to end step, pay 3 with Shanna to draw 3. Oko's obviously insane, but it is cool that it has that little bit of extra synergy in this deck. We have our Brightglass Gearhulk and our cards that are in here primarily for Brightglass. I put Skullclamp in here because of its interaction with Tamiyo. To my knowledge, Duel Commander is the only format where you really get this interaction of Brightglass for Skullclamp and Tamiyo. Clamp your little creature, flip Tamiyo, and have really high pressure to get this off the board while also nerfing your opponent's smaller creatures. Static Prison and Unable to Scream as tutorable removal, and Mockingbird as a generically great value creature that can resend the Brightglass. Playing a bunch of good stuff. Boseiju, Iganjo, Mental Misstep, Swords to Plowshares. The card I'll talk about here is Harbinger of the Seas. Harbinger is just so good. These effects are really, really powerful in this format and can make for non-games. The more I've played since the Blood Moon banning, the less and less I feel the need to argue with it. Yes, this is a creature that is easier to remove, but if it doesn't, you just cheese out the game. So 1 and 2 blue, non-basic lands are islands. We can tutor for this, we can flip it in off a birthing ritual. I am playing an additional basic forest and basic plains because of it. Harbinger is just a really easy way to steal a game. Skyclave Apparition, Ouroboros. This is a card, the more I've played with it, the more impressed I am by it. We want to have a board of creatures, and it just scales exponentially. If you have Heliod and a Soul Sister, you can dump counters onto Ouroboros and get it going super quickly. This card is just so good. Parallax Wave, Witch Enchanter as our creature MDFC. Quantum Riddler is so good. Pull you out of mulligans, draws you an extra card off Shanna if you're low on cards. 4/6 flying beater. So good. And Solitude. 32 lands that do nothing but make mana. And this is Shanna Purifying Blade, Bant Life Gain Midrange. I am really looking forward to this league. So with all of that said, let's go duel.
Let's duel.
Oh. Round number 1. We are on the draw against Light-Paws. With a clunky hand I don't like for this matchup, I'll take a mulligan. This is better. I'm probably putting back Mother of Runes, and we'll go Bird into Essence Warden into Leonardo. I would love to see some removal, but this feels like a beggars and choosers situation. And I think I'm just going to bottom Mother here. That was wrong, because without Mother, I don't know how I get through Light-Paws for combat, but I need to talk less and play more, I think would be nice. They led on the Duke. We'll go Birds of Paradise and pass. And they cast Light-Paws. They could get in for one, but it probably doesn't make sense. Yeah. Scavenging Ooze, not really it. Let's go Essence Warden and then Leonardo. There'll be a 2-2 right away, and then we'll pass. We might just be dead on turn 4 here. No covered planes. They go to combat. Wing with Light-Paws, no blocks. Giver of Runes grows our Leonardo, and then they pass. Okay, so here we're going to go Urza Saga, cast Shanna, white, green, and blue. Yeah, I wish I had the Mother of Runes. That's going to grow Leonardo to a 4/4. Go to attacks, swing in, get a Gonjode. Why did I buy a Mother of Runes? Okay, that's a stinker. Was not expecting that. End step, will draw a card. Okay, another Soul Sister. Enlightened Tutor. It's not looking good. And they got all the glitters. We are in trouble. All the glitters. They can now get sheltered by ghosts and eat Shanna, which is really bad. They didn't. They break Coronet. That one's really good. I'm just going to take the huge hit. We go to 12. Saga. Oh, Ocelot Pride's really nice. Polluted Delta. I'm not Saga gaming here. I think I just want to gain billions of life, and we'll make this a huge grind fest. White and white for a Salvager. White for an Ocelot Pride. Let's say always yes, always yield. I'm not going to cast Scavenging Ooze. I would rather draw 2 cards. Always stack Shanna last, just as a habit, because this is going to gain us more life. 4 more life here. Our position's still terrible, but I do like gaining life. And let's pay 2. Pippin and Kinskier Sentry. I like both of those. I had a Skateboard in the list. Swift reconfiguration isn't the biggest deal on Shanna. Her static ability still works. They are Hellbent. Flickering Ward. Okay, so now they can just start tutoring up their stuff. And they'll return it to their hand. Flickering Ward. I just don't want to see flying, I guess. But that has to be coming next. Wonder if we're dead. Not flying yet. Once it has flying, we're dead. Kind of surprised they didn't Dust Bowl the Urza Saga. Do you have flying yet? Yes. Okay, so we're dead. Do I have any way out of this? I don't believe so. Okay, we're dead to Light-Paws. Pitching the Mother of Runes was pretty bad, as we saw basically immediately. And we get hit for 18 and die. Game 2. Mental Misstep is nice because it hits the Flickering Ward. Unable to Scream is like super premium removal in this matchup. I'll play Fetch Land and then Surveil. Well, that's pretty annoying. Gemstone Caverns out of their opener. But that means they have 4 cards. They draw up to 5. It's not the worst. Here's Light-Paws. No response. I would like to Surveil. It has to be a Meticulous Archive for this Unable to Scream. I don't want Ballista here. I really wanted a land. But let's Unable to Scream Light-Paws and see how that goes. And now a Flickering Ward to give it pro blue we have a misstep for. Okay. They pass with their 0/2 that has no ability. I'm going to cast Shanna and pass. Green-white here. Or do I lead on Pippin? No, yeah, let's lead on Pippin. I was wrong. Blue and white for Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. This is important because now before I attack, I can go pro creatures and they can't chump to get Light-Paws back to the command zone. Velia. Hate that. Well, Light-Paws is back. That was a really good card to have. Do I block? I don't think I am going to block. I'll Skyclave the Velia. Seems better to me. This does feel like a horrible matchup, though. Like, Unable to Scream was so good to have there, and it just didn't matter. Or do I Skyclave Light-Paws? I might just want to take Light-Paws, actually. Yeah, I think this is better. And they have a thing, and we will Mental Misstep. I want to keep my life total a little higher, so I'll pay the blue. And if they have Mana Tithe, good for you. They don't. Okay. Combat, attack, get in there for 2 and say go. And I will think about a double block and protect the Skyclave here. Just hope to draw a Soul Sister and get these beaters going. Okay, they are hitting Pippin with a sword. I'll let them pay the mana, and now we'll protect the Skyclave Apparition. And this way we can just safely block Velia. You can't flicker the Skyclave. Yeah. All right, another life gain payoff, but not something that gains life in Ocelot Pride. We'll get Shanna in here, and we will cast the cat. So you go, Jacked Rabbit, and they are flickering Shanna. I'm gonna get this Felia off the board. Jacked Rabbit can't safely block Shanna, and I would like to start drawing some cards with this awful hand. I should have cast Life Gain Payoff first. That was so bad. This could be a 3-2 and block through the Jacked Rabbit. But I'm not gonna, like, embarrassed not cast my spell I should have cast. And this is the power of Shanna. Oh, Birthing Pod. We like that one. Probably pod the Channeler into Heliod. What is happening? It has lifelink and buffs itself. Jeez, they're going to make a lot of tokens here. 4 tokens. That's a good number. How big are you? You're a 4/5. Okay. Well, I hate this. So I can pod Shanna into Brightglass Gearhulk here. Harbinger of the Seas is a dead card. And then I can Static Prison the Jacked Rabbit. Well, I'm going to cast Pod. I know I'm doing that. All right, here's Birthing Pod. I could get a Leah off this Essence Channeler. I really want this to die, though. Yeah, goodbye, Shanna. I'm sorry. All right, let's pod Shanna into Brightglass. I would like to use the ability, thank you. And what do we want? I know I want Static Prison. Haywire Might is probably pretty nice here, too. But I think I'll grab Mockingbird and just try to resend next turn. I would like your Jacked Rabbit, please. That rabbit is too strong for me. Have I lost life this turn? I have. Excellent. Right, Birthing Pod. Declare attackers, in for 2. And having now blocked with the Ocelot Pride is a bummer because can't do the Guide of Souls Ocelot Pride thing. Cathar Commando. That's a stinker. Can blow up. I mean, it's going to blow up Brightglass. No, it's blowing up the pod. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'd way rather lose the Birthing Pod than the Brightglass Gearhulk in this position. All right. They pass Static Prison. I would like to pay. So let's Brightglass again. Yes, I didn't tap like an idiot. I do that pretty often. Now do I just want a Tamiyo Skull Clamp? That is good. Or I can go Soul Sister Pridemate is also really good. I really like doing the Tamiyo Skull Clamp thing. No, I want a Soul Sister and a Haywire Might. So we'll get Soul Warden. Not super important, but this will get our Essence Channeler going. Pridemate or 2 creatures? I think 2 creatures. Elf, always yield. Always yield. Haywire Might. Attack with our 4/4 First Strike Trampler. Brightglass Gearhulk is so good. They go to 13. I really don't want them to find this land. What is this? SRAM? SRAM! Scram, SRAM! And a Curse of Silence. Sure. Kinda don't care about that at all. Alright, they just scoop. Game 3. Dork, life gain, a Johnny's Pridemate, we keep. If they just draw a lot better than us, none of this matters anyway. And I'll keep the fetch land for the Botanist. Pause is here, and they have protection for it with the Duke. More lands, not really what I'm stoked for. I just missed a life. That's alright. It's not alright because life total is super important here. Ossifying the Botanist, I assume. Yep. Annoying. For sure annoying. And the Flickering Wolf. I will take the damage. And be sad. Stop drawing lands, deck. Why do you hate me? Why does the deck hate us? Alright, dump our spells into play and sit here with 3 fetch lands in hand. It's interesting, too, because we're a pretty land-light deck. I'm only playing 37, including the MDFC. How worried am I about them going Flickering Ward? I think I'll just block with a Dork here. So many lands. Oh, this is my combat step. Whoopsie. Should have realized that when I drew the Mockingbird. Wasn't paying attention. I think I just attack with nothing. Play out our land and play a flying blocker. I'll just get another mana dork in play and surveil at their end step, I guess. This does stink, though. It's tough. This is the problem with Shanna as commander. If you don't have a life gain engine or a way to get in for combat, it just sits here as a 3/3. All right, a buff for Light-Paws. We can always yield to that. Maybe I should have just attacked for 1 and drawn a card. Probably would have been a lot better. They return the Flickering Ward. I'm in danger. And they have protection for Light-Paws, so drawing removal isn't necessarily a game changer. He has Vigilance now. I'm going to just block here. I don't love it, but I don't want to take 9. What do I even need to draw? I don't know how I win this game. I think it might just be out of reach. Get a meticulous archive. Oh my gosh, I do not want more lands. Thank you, Surveil Land, at least. Something good. That is good, it's just not good this second. I think we're dead. Such a bummer. So I can attack with Shanna. This has first strike. Never mind. So this card stinks right now. That's good to know that this should just be something like Palace Jailer, just something good. And I will pass, still unable to do anything relevant, and with the Flickering Ward, they can probably just hit us for 16 this turn. Kind of a non-game, but flooded out really badly, which is what happens when you play a bunch of mana dorks and not so good cards. This thing again. I think we're dead. How big are you about to be? Gonna be really big. 11-10. What do I need to draw here? Yeah, we're dead. Lame. What? Okay. GG. Wait, I could have blocked! No! I didn't think I could block. I don't think it mattered. I don't think there was anything in the deck that gets us through this.
Hey, some of you may know that I'm an author. This is my first novel that came out in 2018 from Lanternfish Press out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, The Vampire Gideon Suicide Hotline and Halfway House for Orphan Girls. This is a dark comedy about mental health in which a vampire runs a suicide hotline. People call and say how hard life is. His response is that being dead isn't really great. This book comes with heavy trigger warnings. Please find them online. But if you're liking the content, you may like it. There's a link in the description. Thanks so much.
End of that last game is a perfect example of why I need to talk less and play more. Round 2, we are on the play, huzzah, against Prosh. I'll keep this hand. And I'm going to lead on a Dryad Arbor because I'm a silly boy and was again talking instead of playing and kept this not great one-lander with no blue source for the card I was excited to see. But I'll upkeep Worldly Tutor for a Witch Enchanter and just make sure to hit the land drop. Ignoble Hierarch. Get Witch Enchanter, go to draw step, play our land that hurts us, and hope we can start gaining life. Hopefully now we start drawing better. Misty Rainforest cracked. This hand was terrible. Oh my goodness. And I had Ballista, so the Worldly Tutor was terrible too. Woof. Badgermole Cub is really good. I want to draw blue source and make that a 0-2, please. Wall of Roots. We can never attack. And Skull Clamp. Jeez, come on. Relax. Relax. Alright, that's nice at least. And able to scream the Badgermole. I could go Ballista, shoot their Hierarch. Am I interested in that? I kind of am. I think it's my job to just slow them down as much as possible now. And there's no point in attacking into their 0-4, so I'll pass. Clamping their land. It comes back thanks to Badgermole being an insane card. I do love the Badgermole Cub Skull Clamp interaction, though. Arbor Elf, fetching from a Windswept Heath, and clamping their Badgermole to make it a 1-1. Something good, please. Oh, I do not need this upkeep stopping. That's not good. I asked for something good. Blue, white, green, cast Shanna, cast this elf, Sago. Brutal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If they have a land, they have Prosh here. And that's really bad for us. Yep. Okay. Ugh. Rough. Here's Prosh. Make a million little idiots. They still have 4 cards in hand, too. But they can't start Skull Clamping right this second. So that's something at least. Big rips. Big rips. Nope. Combat. We'll go Pro Green on Shanna. Player attacks. They can just chump with a Kobold. And then absolutely bury us with their Skull Clamp. Oh, I don't even get to gain life because of Prosh as a sack engine. Alright, let's go to the next game. This hand is also bad, but it has Cloud Skull Clamp. No. I'll again that. I will keep this and put back Dryad Arbor because it's a bad magic card. Go green-blue, cast a Findhorn Elf, and pass. They also cast a Findhorn Elf. Copycat. I don't want the tapped land right now. I would like to cast my commander, Shanna, Purifying Blade. If she dies, we have the Helping Hand. So, like, if she dies, we can go Essence Warden, Helping Hand, draw a card. Essence Warden, pretty nice against Prosh, because each Kobold gains us a life. Nature's Lore, you got it. Holding up 2 mana makes me not thrilled. In for 3, cast this Essence Warden, go to end step and draw 3 cards. Here we go. This is the Shanna experience I like. Draw cards. Draw more cards. Ooh, a Johnny's Pridemate to go with our Soul Sister. Tainted Pact. Come on. Come on, guy. Tutors are so good. They put Sakura Tribelder into their hand. Talisman, Tribelder, we gain a life. Thank you, Essence Warden. And they pass. So, I think what I want to do is go Mockingbird on this Essence Warden. Play our basic planes. Cast Leonardo. There's no point in attacking because they just block and sack. Sylvan Safekeeper. We have a 5/5. And I tapped like a fool, so I can't cast this Birds of Paradise. Yeah, if I tapped this for the Mockingbird. Oh well. I'll attack anyway. Oh, we'll just draw a card. Duh. Duh. We can just always draw cards with our mana. Love that for us. End step. Shanna trigger. Draw a card. Static Prison is pretty nice, I think. They have 8 mana. Oh, Arena of Glory. Yikes. Well, I have a flying blocker at least. Here's Prosh. We'll gain 12 life. And Leonardo will be an absolute monster. He is a 17/17. They cast another elf. Leonardo gets even larger. We are at 41. That is a lot of life. Static Prison Prosh. Heliod would be insane, but that didn't happen, obviously. Take Prosh, put in another flying blocker, go to combat, declare attackers, attack for lethal. Jeez. I'm going to gain 10 billion life here. Gain 23 life. 26. And we'll draw 4 cards. Oh, I would love to find Harbinger of the Seas. Take them off black. The Ferry is kind of nice, too. I don't even know what we bounce, though. I also don't know if they play Wraths. A Toxic Deluge just kills them. I'm at 68 life. Where's my Aetherflux Reservoir? Here's Prosh. Here's a billion more life and a billion more counters. Triggered so many times that Moto stopped auto-yielding to it. We're at 86 life. No response there. There's no reason to pay the energy. I'll Surveil. I will put Swords to Plowshares on top. Play my fetch land. No, I won't, because I played the Hedge Maze. That's right. I'm saving that for next turn. Here's an Essence Channeler. We can always yield to that. So Essence Channeler will likely be lethal next turn. So I think we're drawing Swords to Plowshares, so I want to have this white mana open. Here's Teferino Pepino. Bounce Prosh again. There's our Swords to Plowshares. I want them to recast Prosh so the Essence Channeler can be a frickin' monster. And we don't need to draw any more cards at this point. Gain 90 billion more life. We are at 136 life. That is just crazy. I don't need to draw anything. I want to have the 2 flying blockers in case something crazy happens. Buy Master's Vault. You got it. Forgot how good that card is. You're a 6/5. 4 mana in the pool for a Mind Twist. That's annoying. Swords to Plowshares your mana dork, I guess. Yeah, Mind Twist is good there. Mind Twist is, turns out, quite the card. Alright, so our Essence Channeler plan with the sword is gone. They can sack all of these in Spy Master's Vault, just like shred through their entire library. I'll probably stop attacking with Leo. Probably should have cast Pippin next turn. Oh yeah, if I'd cast Pippin next turn, they can't kill it because of the Safekeeper. I give Leo protection from creatures. Punt, per usual. And now I don't have the fetch land to give this guy flying. I think we punted. Still talking too much. Here's Prosh. Gain 20 billion. So with Prosh on the board, I can't get in with one of these lifelinkers and draw like 50 cards. So now an 18/17. Alright, so a removal spell we win? What a weird game. That I could have won next turn. Block. I'm at 150 life. Parallax Wave does it. No it doesn't because I can't lose life to give this flying this turn. Dang it. Well, I'll gain 20 billion more life, and we'll just keep this play pattern going, I guess. And I'll draw 3 cards. You got it, dude. We are at 211 life. End step, draw 3. Should I be playing Aetherflux Reservoir? Definitely not. I've never had this happen, but... Alright, Birthing Pod. Chaos Defiler. You got it. Goodbye, sweet Leonardo. Birthing Pod lets us lose life. This is fine. I'll just let them Chaos Defile whatever they want. They can have Teferi, I guess. Like, it doesn't matter. Put Essence Channeler's billion counters onto this flying creature. Okay. Well, I punted off by not casting Pippin, but 213 life is a lot of life. Halfling, 2 Soul Sisters, and a Shadow Spear I will keep. As we saw in that game, a Soul Sister is quite good in this matchup. Like a one that triggers off their creatures. The engine of this deck is very powerful. I'll save the Unable to Scream for... Obviously, their whole deck is mana. I'm not interested in that tempo here. Nature's Lore again. Untapping their forest and casting Tinderwall. You tap for white, which is what I need. Oh, this is awkward, actually. 1, 2, 3. They have Prosh next turn, so go Flood Farm Verge, Soul Warden, Shadow Spear, and there's no point in attacking, so I will not. Harbinger of the Seas might be good if I can do that. Here's Prosh, will gain 6. Very interesting, the interaction with Prosh and these Soul Sisters. We will go Trop here. Unable to scream on Prosh. Blue, white, and green for an uncounterable Shanna. And then we'll try to get Guide of Souls going to fly in over and pass. They surveil off Raucous Theater. A 1-drop to go with this Guide of Souls next turn would be pretty nice. A lot of mana going in the pool here. 6 mana in the pool. I don't love that. Finale of Devastation, X equals 4. Pyrogoyf? Ice Tail Explorer, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Yikes. Alright, now they have 2 basics online. There's the 1-drop I asked for. That's pretty tight. Guide of Souls. Sylvan Safekeeper. Always yield. I don't have the mana to enchant witches, but I do have a draw 3. God, I love drawing cards. We can always yield to Shanna. Sylvan Safekeeper's so good. There was a time in my life where I wasn't sold on this card because I was trying it in this deck and I was like, well, the deck's so mana hungry, I don't want to sack lands. But I was on more of a like flash tempo build at the time. This card is incredible. They are ice tilling some more. Yawgmoth's gone, I love that. They probably have Dread Return though. In the deck, not... Oh, Mind Twist is gone, I like that. Mind Twist was annoying last game. Utopia Sprawl Milled. A lot of mana going in the pool again. Ugh, a lot of mana going in the pool. I think now we're just drawing towards Heliod Ballista, though. Meat Hook Massacre, you sicko. That's a bummer. Okay, no response. That's a real bummer. Oh, that's so many triggers. We're losing a lot of life. They're gaining a lot of life. Thankfully, we have another Soul Sister for the Prosh stuff. Still at 23. Not the biggest deal. That's so funny. Gain so much life. How do I want to approach this turn? I want to go Soul's Attendant. Then I want to go Heliod. Not a creature, so it won't trigger the Soul's Attendant. I guess I could have Witch Enchanted that, but I think this is better. And then I'll pass. The Soul Sister is obviously very important for this matchup. Because with the Meat Hook Massacre, they Prosh, they just sack all the idiots, drain us for 1 billion. I don't need to respond to Ice Till. I'm going to do something about that the second I can. Bolt Tender into the graveyard. Oh, Enduring Courage. I'm glad to see that go. That card's really good. Yield to all this proshing. Let's say always yes, always yield. Heliod. Let's save targets for now and always yield, just because I don't feel like doing all this clicking. And we're back to 32. Birds of Paradise will go to 33. Let's turn off the auto yield now that we have another life gain thing. You're an 11/11. Jeez. Spread the love. Go Surveil Land. Woo-wee! We're gaining some life. I'll take an Essence Warden. I love gaining life. Oh, I'm a fool. I should have fetched first. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Ooh, Exemplar of Light. Well, that's actually better than the Essence Warden, so I'm not upset anymore. And we will equip the Shadow Spear here. So you're 12/12, but Prosh can be bigger than that. And I will pass the turn. How much mana will I have next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So not enough to Witch Enchant the Massacre and cast the Exemplar of Light. I think I just want to cast the Exemplar of Light. Shanna costs 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 3. So I can draw a couple cards next turn. Formidable Speaker to the graveyard. Boreal Druid to the graveyard. Their deck has a lot of air in it. Surprised. Chaos Defiler. Boo! This guy stinks. Still can't destroy the Heliod, because Heliod's indestructible. They they want the Soul's Attendant. Makes sense. See, now I wish I had the Essence Warden. Getting in with Prosh. At 36, I'm not that terribly worried about it. They can drain us for 8 at any point. Okay. So, Exemplar of Light. Another card I am happy to see because I want to see how it plays. Play our Witch Enchanter tapped. Heliod, go counter on Exemplar. Massacre. Oh, Prosh sacked the Chaos Defiler. That makes sense. All right, that's a bummer for me. We'll equip the Shadow Spear here. And I think I'm just going to get in for 7. Yeah, I'm just going to get in for however much I get in for. Can't block Prosh, so wish I hadn't shuffled away the Essence Warden, really. They do only have one card in hand. More Ice Tilling. Yava Maya is now gone. Ice Till. Probably just always yield to that. 2 cards in hand. A lot of mana going into the pool again. A lot of mana going into the pool. Oh, geez. Some sort of X-Spell, I assume. Nature's Rhythm for 1 billion. Crater Hoof. Well, we're dead. Alright, GG. Alright, Crater Hoof. Cool. I'll yield through the turn. You can kill me. You earned it. Wish we were at 213 again. I just want to see how low our life total goes. Minus 118. Alright, GG.
This is my latest book, My Therapist Says This Grief Journal is a Good Idea, that was released in March of 2025 by Lanternfish Press. This is a dark comedy about family trauma that explores how important dogs are to the healing process. It is the literal grief journal of a man in his mid-20s whose father had tragically passed away, learning to grieve. It also comes with trigger warnings, but please consider checking it out. Link in the description below. Thanks.
Okay, round 3. We are on the play against Uharis, aka Spider-Man 2099, and I love my hand for this. Elf into Voice of Victory, and then get Skull Clamp going with the warrior tokens. Seems pretty good. And it's funny because this is just a good stuff hand, and it's so much better than any of our like fun synergy life gain stuff. Here's a Voice of Victory for you. And I'm just going to cast the Skull Clamp now. It's fine, I think, to miss the point of damage here to make sure this resolves. Scavenging Ooze has good text in this matchup for the like reckless charge and stuff. I think they maybe missed their land drop and conceded. I'll take it. This hand is bad. 1 land and it's a basic forest, and then we've got a bunch of other things. I'll mulligan. I love Unable to Scream, but it's our only spell. I'll go to 5. This, I guess, is fine. Put back 2 of the Soul Sisters. Is there a difference between white and green in this matchup? I don't think so, but I like Soul Warden. Soul Warden's my favorite. Oh, they said the last game there was a game problem and they skipped their turn. So we'll go Brushland, Noble Hierarch, and Mental Misstep to protect it. I think Sheltered by Ghosts is very good in this matchup. Also, the life gain against Spider-Man, because they can just deal you such burst damage, can be like very stabilizing. I like it a lot. We'll get a Tundra, cast a Soul Warden, cast a Haywire Might, and do I want to attack for 1 here? What flash creatures? I'm going to attack. Okay, gotta win the game somehow, so our deck does it by attacking. Essence Channeler. That's pretty good. Cast it. And we have the Pain Land, which is nice. Getting countered. Exclude. Counter target creature spell, draw a card. Sure. Attack with the Haywire Might, and say go. So now Spider-Man can come down and probably kill our Soul Sister. It would also be fine to kill the Noble Hierarch. I'm going to try to Sheltered by Ghosts Spider-Man no matter what. So, but I think either of these 2 are fine to kill. If I'm them, knowing I just missed my land drop, I'm hitting the Noble Hierarch. But they might also be thinking Shanna plus Soul Warden draws cards. We'll see. Killing the Hierarch, I think that's probably better. All right, so now they're tapped out. Hit our land, that's nice. I'm still more interested in Sheltered by Ghosts here. All right, Spider-Man temporarily off the board. Go to combat and attack with both of my creatures. The Ward 2 means that Spider-Man can't come down and just shoot the Soul Warden. Is this a Fury? No. 5 mana. What is it? Oh, they're putting the counter on Spider-Man again. Yeah. 2 counters this time. So it's a 4/5. Jeez. Pretty good. They can shoot me or kill the Haywire Might. They're just shooting me. I think that's wise and fine. Green Sun Zenith for 2 is worse than casting Shanna here. They have 6 cards in hand and a 4/5 double striker and a Daze as well. Yikes. I can't Mental Misstep that. Brutal Daze. All pass turn. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. And that can be regenerated. It's got counters. Harbinger's pretty bad for us right now, obviously. Even though we're a Harbinger deck, not set up for it at the moment. Basic Forest off the top. Nope. Put our land into play and pass the turn. Cycling an Oliphant. That's going to get their basic mountain. Probably dead here. I will block. Not really interested in taking 8 here. Basic Forest off the top. Nope. All right. GG. Never coming back from this. All right, but now we're on the play with an unkeepable hand. Mulligan. Ugh. I mean, This is keepable. Put back the Shockland. I'll just put back the Shockland. And because of that, I just took us off Cloud Orb. I think that's fine. I'm going to go Savannah and cast a Llanowar Elf and pass. Goodbye, Elf. We hardly knew ye. Cloud. We're going to grab pre-war Formalware here because we have the Skull Clamp in hand. Pippin is good, but we don't have blue mana. Mana's feeling very clunky here. I think forcing myself to talk less and not do so many bits is making this a lot less enjoyable for me. I'll try to draw 4 cards, though. Like drawing cards. I can kill Cloud in response here. No, we just get to draw 4. Tight. There's our Harbinger. I want to Warp Halia just to use the mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, if not, we go to discard, so I'll Warp Halia in. Wait, no, I can't count. What is wrong with me? I can't count. I'll gain the life, though. Oh, I don't have anywhere close to blue-blue. What am I talking about? For Harbinger. I'm losing my mind. He's losing his mind. And I'm reaping all the benefits. What movie? Who knows? It's The Wedding Singer. John Lovitz is hilarious. Tundra, Pippin, a Johnny's Pridemate? Birds of Paradise. Now we have Harbinger online. Oh, am I getting my fetch stifled? That would be ruinous. Looks like it's happening. Alright, we're not casting Pippin. Oh, it's just Wanshi. I shouldn't say just Wanshi. Wanshi's very good, but it's fine. They'll draw a card, and now they have a 2/2 flying vigilant creature. Cast Pippin, put a Skull Clamp on him, and pass. They don't have a basic mountain. I'm going to try to rip the Harbinger next turn. And we'll have 6 mana, so I can rip Harbinger. If it gets countered, I can pre-war Formalware. Seems pretty strong. Spider-Man being on board will obviously be annoying, but if they can't really do anything with him, I think it's fine. Our life gain engine can, like, really take over in a long game if they can't do much. Well, that's a bummer. Do I hate Pyrokinesis or do I hate Pyrokinesis? Well, we have Heliod Ballista now. Try to go cheese Harbinger, Heliod Ballista. What did they exile for Pyrokinesis? Oh, they exiled Fury to Pyrokinesis. Sweet. Ay. It's annoying. All right, they're tapped out. We'll go to 17. I don't have the mana to go Aaliyah plus Harbinger here, nor do I even have a second blue source, so it's annoying. All right, here's Aaliyah, gain a life, and I'm just going to hold up a Ganjo. Killing Spider-Man here would be really nice. If they kill Aaliyah first, then the plan goes to garbage, but I still think this is right for the time being. Well, Phoenix takes it out of the Ganjo range, so let's now go Eladamri's Call, and that's countered, and we die. Lose focus. I can't pay, so I won't. So we're taking 12. They have anything, we're dead, right? Okay, we're at 12. No longer get Solitude. We're cooked. Dang it. This flies. So I can pre-war Formalware to put a flyer into play, and I think I just have to do that to stay alive. Aaliyah will start drawing us cards. I should have put the Ajani's Pridemate down before any of this. Yeah, that sequencing was abysmal. But I'm lost in the sauce a bit. Okay, if they can't kill the birds, we get another turn at least. Gaining a lot of life here, which is the point of the deck. Then we can start clamping cats if we do in fact get another turn. Don't tap mana, just don't have anything. You know you don't want to have anything. Preordain, that can be something. It's a shame we didn't find the other blue source. Probably could have... I mean, we could have stopped the Detective Phoenix at least. Both creatures coming in. I have to block Spider-Man. Those are the rules. If they have just like an expressive iteration, we're dead to the trigger. Okay, they don't. Nice. Ouroboros good. Ouroboros really good. Clamp a cat. I do still need a flyer, though. Can Green Sun get me a flyer? Can get me an Essence Warden. Can I just gain 7 life? Can I gain 7 life? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Do I have enough green to do everything? I think so. So green and 1. Get an Essence Warden. Wait. Stop, Andrew. If I Ouroboros and Skull Clamp, everything gets bigger. I don't think I have another green flyer. It's not really what green does. Oh, I can Bright Glass here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 4 mana up, though. I think I just have to go for it. Yeah, I just have to go for it. It is what it is. Because Bright Glass can pick up Unable to Scream and Guide of Souls. Did I use the Unable to Scream? Oh no, I haven't got... I didn't tap enough mana. Like, we weren't deterministically dead. Oh, that's so me. I don't even have a green 3-drop. So bad. So bad. Oh well. Yeah, that was classic. Classic talking instead of playing. I don't think I can even gain enough life here. Because I'll gain 4 at end step and it doesn't matter. Like this would gain 2, so oh, come on. Dude. We're just dead. It was so bad. And we were handed the first game. Do I have anything with lifelink? I have the cat, but that dies, and then we don't get extra value. I'll attack for 8 and see if they make the worst block of all time. Why not? God, this was so bad. So bad. And now they have, because I searched, they have an extra damage anyway. What do I even have? I don't even think there's anything I can rip off the top here. Oh, things are happening at end step. Yeah, I don't gain enough life. We just get attacked for lethal here. Take Tails End. They Tails End my card draw anyway. All right, well, that was poorly done. I think we were dead anyway, but that was poorly done. Okay. On the play, round 4 against Golos with another stinker of a hand. Mulligan again. I feel like I'm mulliganing a lot this league and have to do it again. Sure. Quantum Riddler can do some things. Can I just keep 7? We're putting back Safekeeper and Birthing Ritual, and we'll go probably just Mother Riddler. All right. And they're immediately crop rotationing, going crop rotation on their Savannah for a Bayou. Thought sees me? No, they're killing the Mother. Okay. Riddler only draws 1 here. I think that just has to be fine. I'm just going to cycle the Riddler. All right, we drew another land. Deck, I would like for you to stop this. I'm going to cast Shanna and pass. I guess I could have cast the Pilgrim and recast Riddler, but oof. Not having great variance. It was a mold of 5, though. Okay, goodbye, Shanna. We are in bad shape. That's a pretty good draw. I don't mind the Soul Warden here. Are you mental misstepping me? Okay, no. Soul Warden, Elvish Mystic. Always yield to this. Say go. Next turn, we get to recast Riddler and try to draw 2. Bowmaster. Oh, well, that's bummer. Pretty big bummer. Do you want the Soul Warden? Yeah, you do. I don't know how we beat a Bowmaster. TBH. I have to rip the Riddler into it. We lose the elf, but maybe find something useful. They found their coffers. Don't love that. Yeah, not interested in attacking with the orc itself. I think that's smart, because I would make that trade in a heartbeat. In one single heartbeat, I would make that trade. Ugh, another land. Woof. Get a Plains. Yeah, getting a Plains in case of Harbinger, which I would honestly love to draw against their lands ramp deck. This is insane. This is insane how many lands we're drawing. But we have a 4/6 flyer now. Also, the lands, it feels like we're drawing even more lands because our card quality isn't very high, which, you know, is a pretty big problem. They Tainted Pact. I think they're probably looking for Urborg. 4th Eralingus and Ugin are gone. That's nice. They're shredding through their library pretty good. They put Godless Shrine into their hand. Interesting. Why that one? Just because it's a swamp? I guess they were just looking for any swamp. Here's Go-Go. Not Go-Go. Go-Go's an actual card. Golos. I used to call Golos Go-Go, but with Final Fantasy, they're actually cards named Go-Go. This Bowmaster is an absolute kicking. Hopefully we just draw something to deal with it and I can stop complaining about variance. That'd be tight. All right, they are just getting a Surveil land, which is notably another swamp. They kept the card on top. Hate that for me. All right, go to end step. Exemplar of Light. We don't have a way to gain life, but that is a good card. I think I'm just putting Shanna into play here. And I will also cast the Safekeeper. And I am going to attack. Take whatever damage we take this turn. And then next turn, cast Exemplar and attack with Shanna, like chump attack. But also they might just rip a game-winning card off Golos here. Or already have Emrakul, it looks like. Okay, they're activating Golos. They hit Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Emrakul, the World Anew, and Beseju. So I think we're dead. Which one is this one? It takes all of our creatures. Yeah, I think we're dead. I'll just scoop to this. Yeah. GG. Okay. Game 2. Drew a lot of lands. Let's try to not do that. I guess I kept 3 in my opener. I'm into this. We go Soul Warden into Badger Maul Cub. Seems strong. Skyclave isn't the best in this matchup, but Unable to Scream. I'm really loving that card. I am really loving Unable to Scream. I think this is excellent removal for the format. Okay, they go Shifting Woodlands tapped and pass. Cloud. The shame this is a tapped land. I think I still just want to cast Badger Mole. Yeah. Badger Mole, Soul Warden gains us a life. We attack for 1 and pass. Scalding Tarn, cracking immediately, and cutting down my Badger. Poor Badger, we hardly knew ye. Still annoying that this is a tapped land, but that's okay. I will put the command tower on top, go to combat, attack for 2, and pass. Opponent is at 16, and I'm now loving the cards we're drawing, so that's nice. They have Bant mana in the pool. I respect that. If you cast a Bant spell, it's not my favorite one that you just cast, but I do like Bant spells. That's bad. At least it dies to the Soul Warden attack, I guess. I'll cast Shanna here. Go to 22. Kill Teferino Papino. They didn't have a snuff out, thankfully. I was terrified. Next turn, I'm just going to go Cloud Skull Clamp, because just draws 4 cards. Although I guess I don't have to. I can use Shanna for it. Now I don't want to, because this screams Toxic Deluge at me. Okay, it's just a sword. So now we will go Cloud Skull Clamp. Although I don't know that they demonic tutored for that swords. Ooh, Voice of the Heart's good. So I have changed my mind and would like to apply as much pressure as possible. I don't have 4 white pips. All right, let's Cloud and Skull Clamp. Always yield to Soul. I could get pre-war Formal Wear. No, we're drawing cards. I think Harbinger of the Seas here just like wins the game outright. All right, attack you for 1, pass. Discard our basic island that we don't care about. Didn't find a white source, but Unable to Scream on Golos will be really nice here. Would love to just hit a tutor, just a creature tutor for Harbinger. They don't have a single basic land on board. Didn't, but Reverend Mantra is good. So we will Unable to Scream Golos, cast the Virulent Emissary, cast Voice of the Blessed, always yield to this, gaining a ton of life. Always yield to this, put the Clamp on the Voice, and say go. This is already 5 power. And if it doesn't die next turn, cast any creature, and it will have flying and vigilance. Is this a Toxic Deluge that you demonic tutored for? No, it's Wargate. What land are you getting? What land are you getting? Tell me what land. Glacial Chasm would obviously be annoying, but not the end of the world. We're pretty set up for grind mode here. Golgari Rot Farm, what are you bouncing? I might just clamp both of these Soul Sisters and look for Harbinger of the Sea. Surveilling. Interesting to just get the bounce land and surveil, because they demonic tutored. I don't know. Oh, they might have just like gone for Emrakul too, because I obviously can't beat that card. Ouroboros. You just kind of get the game over with. Cast the Ouroboros. Put the Skull Clamp on the Ouroboros. Play our tapped land. Go to combat. Everything gets +2/+2. So this is 8 in the air. And I think I'm just attacking with everything. Does that matter? No, it doesn't. I'm just going to attack with the Voice of the Blessed. They can't block it with Golos. They go to 7, and we pass the turn. And if it's Steal Your Turn Emrakul, I'm going to exile the Skyclave to the Reverend Mantra. Yeah, I think this is Emrakul. It is. I'll just do this now. Skyclave removes Voice of the Blessed, so whatever. Just get that out of our hand. So they can get rid of one of these 2 creatures, but not both. They can chump with Golos. Shadow Spear, I kind of like drawing there because it doesn't give them options to ruin our day. Are they just dead to Shadow Spear, though? Draw 2 cards. Thank you for not moving the Skull Clamp first. They can Green Suns Fail to Find. I don't really have anything that's like super good for them to grab. Yeah, like they can just Green Suns Fail to Find, but whatever. I'll sack all of my lands. Okay, sacrificing all of our lands. We can Skull Clamp the Safekeeper, though. That was the right thing to do with the Green Suns. That was very smart. Oh, smart to clamp that now. Get the information. Okay, cool. GG. I like this hand. Ocelot Pride into Voice of Victory. Hard to talk me out of that. Ooh, Quick Reflexes. Oh, they went Burgeoning. I wasn't paying attention. I'm not going to not play my land because of it. So I think now, though, I'm going to actually lead on Haywire Might so that I can have Cat plus Quick Reflexes. This should be a Tundra, but I can't get that off of this fetch land. And I can also just, like, eat the Burgeoning. Maybe I want to do that. Then I don't get to cast another spell. Well, that's pretty annoying. Fourth Aerolingus. What a card. Yeah, I'm not gonna Haywire Might this Burgeoning. It's fine. They're already so far ahead that, like, whatever. Here's a cat. Take the Monarch. Make a couple cats, gain a couple life. Or one cat, one life. Found a land off that. That's nice. Now I'll blow up the Burgeoning before I play my next land. Virulent Emissary having Death Touch is really nice. I don't want them to have the Monarch back. I'm fine making this double block. Ice-Still Explorer. Well, they don't... Oh, they did have a land in the graveyard. Dang it. Arcane Signet gone. I didn't see the land in their graveyard, did I? And Verdant Catacombs, so another fetch. Sowing Mycospawn gone. I like seeing that not in play. Exploration. Jeez, stop it. Come on. Come on, guy. I have to Skyclave this, right? Does it even matter at this point? Yeah, they only have one card in hand. I think I just have to Skyclave frickin' Ice-Tail Explorer. Card's too good. Yeah, plus, yeah, with the Exploration, I have to get rid of this Ice-Tail. Back with my 2 creatures. Draw from Monarch. Thank you. Make a cat. Oh, they're fetching. And surveilling off a Lush Portico. You got it. Wish I had removal for Golos, too. Damn. Damn! That stinks. Okay. So now they have a 4/4, and we have nothing, but they have 1 card in hand. What is our next turn likely to do? I'm a land short of doing what I would like to do, which is Soul Warden plus pre-war Formaware on the cat. I kind of need to get this Pilgrim in play, but I also need to get Voice of Victory in play. Yeah, so we'll go Pilgrim, Voice of Victory, and pass the turn. Quantum Riddler. I have too many cards in the hand for you. They have 10 billion mana. Are we getting Emrakul right now? No, it's Golos. Okay. I mean, not that that's okay, but it's not freaking Emrakul. Haywire Might is non-creature, so I can't exile Golos with it. Not that they would even super care, because they're just ramping like crazy. Valakut. They're going for a Valakut kill. I'll block. I don't want you to have the Monarch back. Mental Misstep is probably not the best card we could have asked for. Let's get Ocelot Pride back. Draw for Monarch. Would like to start hitting land drops. There's a land drop. We are in danger of just outright dying here, I think. They have 2 cards in hand. This is a Golos activation, it looks like. Oh no, there's 2 white. What's happening? Wargate. For 1? Oh, Prismatic Omen. So now Valakut just starts killing everything. Ugh, yuck. Yeah, Valakut just starts killing everything, and then us. They will get the Monarch here. This is 7. I'll go back to 20. They are Hellbent, but they can just start activating Golos, and they drew from Monarch. That's right. That's how that works. So, Terrabotanist. A Gancho can kill the token. I'd rather have my land drop. Oh, Burgeoning, sure. That's right, that card's still there. I haven't hit a land drop in so long, I forgot about it. Attack with just the Soul Warden? I should have attacked with just the... Ay. What am I doing with my life? Sneak in, combat damage, get the Monarch, replay our Soul Warden, and say go. I mean, they can just start ripping Golos activations. Land of War Elves is not what we were hoping to draw. Expedition map is good! I don't know why they're not just activating Golos, though. I feel like I'd be dead by now. I could have misstepped that. I'm a freaking dunce. Echoing Deeps. That can become Vesuva, which can become Valakut. Now they just kill everything because I'm a fool and didn't use my card. Quite annoying for me. Golos activation. What are we getting? Abrupt Decay. 2 lands. And 2 more Valakuts. Yeah. Probably just go 4 drop in this league. This is not going to make for great content, but I think I'm just okay with that. We're taking 7. They get the Monarch back. Yeah, all I had to do there was misstep the expedition map, and we're fine. All right, big rips. That's not it. I'll cast it. We're super duper dead. I guess I'll keep playing, even though there's no real reason to. Golos time. Oh no, even bigger. But yeah, Golos time. What did we hit? Shifting Woodlands, Emrakul. GG. All right, that is an 0-4 drop with Shanna. I had fun playing the deck. Feeling a little bad about drawing and flooding out so much, but also when you fill a deck with not great cards, your draws aren't going to feel great. So this was a fun experiment for the high life gain synergy. I think as far as a mid-range grind engine goes, Shanna is a little slow and a little fragile. I'll always have this deck together in paper because I love it and I love tinkering with it, but it does play awkwardly as a blue deck because you want to spend your mana drawing cards, And as this kind of green-white mid-range value engine, it's clunky and you have to play a bunch of bad cards. The thing I will take away is we didn't go 0-2 in any of the matches. We won a game in every match, which feels good. But my play was loose. I was kind of in my head about like narrate less, play more, and then narrating in my head. So this was a good, personal learning league, even though that's probably not super useful to you, the viewer. But if you're still here and hanging out, thank you so much for dueling with me, and I'll see you on the next one.